Hare Krishna, my name is Jia, and welcome everyone to the 2024 series celebrating the sacred feminine, brought to you by the ISKCON Vaishnavi Ministry. In this series, we will be interviewing many of our senior Vaishnavis about qualities Lord Krishna says that we should aspire to develop. The purpose of the series is to bring people from all walks of life closer to Krishna consciousness. Today, I will be interviewing Her Grace Syama Mohini Devi Dasi on the quality of fine speech. Syama Mohini Mataji is an outstanding devotee. She has been practicing Krishna consciousness for over 27 years while being a businesswoman, a mother, grandmother, and a wife. Mataji performs many services, and honestly, we need a whole hour to describe them all, but we only have a few short minutes. So I will describe just some of them. Mataji has been a Sunday school teacher for over 20 years. She was mine too. She is the Child Protection Volunteer Lead for ISKCON of Phoenix, as well as the local representative for the Vaishnavi Ministry North America and IPA representative. She tirelessly works to create a safe environment for all children and all people. Mataji is my favorite teacher and has been an amazing mentor to me and is very close to my heart. So I'm super glad to get to interview her. With that, I present to you Syama Mohini Devi Dasi.
Hare Krishna. Wow.
Hare Krishna.
I'm overwhelmed by your introduction. Very, very kind of you. Thank you so much, dear.
Yes.
I appreciate you so much. Thank you. And I'm so happy to be doing this with you as well. Thank you so much.
Yes. Thanks. So Mataji, in Bhagavad Gita 10.34, it says, Mritu sarvas haraschaham udbhavascha bhavishyatam kīrtiḥ śrīr vagcha nārīṇāṁ smṛtir medhā dhṛtiḥ kṣamā. I am all-devouring death, and I am the generating principle of all that is yet to be. Among women, I am fame, fortune, fine speech, memory, intelligence, steadfastness, and patience. So what is fine speech in this verse?
Fine speech. So, vat, right, in Sanskrit means speech. And this divine language has inspired poets and sages to write the glories of the Lord, like Vyasadeva, he wrote it, Srimad Bhagavatam. Yeah. Sage Valmiki,
Ramayana.
Ramayana. So Srila Prabhupada writes in his purport that Sanskrit is very glorious because it has been used in the service of the Lord, right? So not only to glorify him, but to give us an opportunity to get to know him, to connect with him, and the method of doing so.
Yes.
To speak the right words, we need intelligence. There is an expression, to think before you speak, right?
Yes.
So why? Because words have the power to create, but also the power to destroy, right? So we can see right now, Kali Yoga, fine speech is being replaced by poor speech, by sarcastic and impressive words intended to have a particular reaction. But this kind of speech has meaningless content, or it doesn't carry the intent or the right intent. However, it is justified as freedom of speech. So in the name of freedom of speech, we can speak all kind of negative things, bring people down, and yet someone who will uphold the right value, it's a strange world we're living in, Kali Yoga. So we have to always make sure that we have the right intent. Again, cleanliness, right? It's one of the pillars of Dharma. Cleanliness of mind, speech, body. So use our intelligence and think. We must think before we speak.
Yes, it's really important. And also to make sure that we create nice relationships, not hurtful relationships.
Exactly.
So What are some ways that we can develop this quality? It's like a good first step.
Well, by embracing intelligence. Srila Prabhupada said that women can take any position. And if you analyze this statement a little bit more, it is due to the intelligence that women are able to move in any sphere, take any position. Women are very creative. And when they are properly guided, when they're properly protected and cared for, there's no limit to what women can do. Now, intelligence means to guide the mind so that the mind will control the senses and not the other way around. When we allow our senses to control our mind, then intelligence is lost. Because above the mind is
intelligence.
So when we place when we place Krishna at the center of our life, then our mind is tuned to use everything we have in the service of Krishna, in the service of the Lord. So engaging in fine speech will not only attract the Lord, but will also be beneficial for others. Talking about things that will bring us and others close to Krishna could be an example of fine speech. But using our words to talk about nonsense things, to misguide masses, to demeanor or disrespect others, it's not bringing us closer to Krishna. This is called prajalpa, or
Yes.
gossip, yes? And this drifts us away from Krishna. So there's a way to use our intelligence. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree with you, Mataji. And also, how, like, when we're dealing with not necessarily non-devotees, but people who don't have that understanding, then how do we still deal with them while still maintaining that value of fine speech?
Respect. See, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave us wonderful instructions, right? He gave us 8 wonderful instructions. And the third one, he told us how to chant the holy name. To chant the holy name, there are 3 key words, and those words are what? Respect, tolerance, and
Nice. Humility.
humility. And if we sow the seed of respect, then everything else will flourish. 2 wrongs don't make one right. There's a quote, right?
Yes.
So just because somebody does not have the proper etiquette to speak, is disrespectful, doesn't have the right intention or the right message, that does not mean that we should give in and to give in and to be the same. Then what will be the difference?
Exactly. We'll just be like that.
Go ahead.
We'll just be exactly like them then.
Exactly. So when that was the difference? If we know, or we think we know better, but then we engage in nonsensical things as well, yeah, there's no difference. So respecting ourselves and respecting others will be probably a good beginning, and understanding that, well, our fingers are different, right? Every finger is different, yet they're attached to the same hand. We are all living entities. We are all jivas. We all belong to Krishna, and we're all individuals. So people maintain their individuality in different ways. Some of them have been fortunate enough to get the message and to absorb it, because even to get a message, we have to be ready to receive the message. How can we help someone who does not want to help himself or herself, right?
Exactly. It's like giving food to a man who's already full.
Yes, yes, exactly. So we just don't engage. We respectfully, hear but do not listen. What is the difference? And we are talking right now, right? We are listening to each other. But maybe in the background, there's a car going by, there's birds are singing, right? We are hearing that. We are not listening.
Yes.
So because if we listen, if we're in tune with negative things, then it's going to affect us. We may take things personally, and we should not take things personally.
Definitely.
We have to keep moving on, and again, use the words, use the right words to speak, always with the right intention.
Yes. So, Mataji, one lady who exemplifies this quality is Tara Devi. So, how did she use that fine speech, and how can we learn from her?
Well, if we remember, Tara Devi is one character in one where?
Ramayana?
Ramayana, yes. And when the Lord Ramachandra killed Bali Maharaj, was
Her
Tara Devi's
husband?
husband, yes. So, and his brother Sugriva, he had been crowned, right? He was supposed to help Lord Ramachandra to look for Mother Sita as soon as he would be crowned, but he was taken forever. He was intoxicated with his newfound status, right? And of course, Lakshman was not very happy. And as we know, Lakshman has a temper, right?
Yes.
So he was charging, and it was actually when he arrived at Kishkinda, right? He was looking for Sugriva, and then actually was Hanuman, the one who requested Taradevi to please, talk to him. And she's the one who appeased him by explaining Dharma with the appropriate words, with humility, with confidence, fine speech.
Yes. So, what is the difference between speaking confidently and arrogantly?
I would say we should always check what our intention is when delivering a particular message. Being confident means we know what we are talking about, and we are sometimes bold when we know the subject matter. However, if we think that we are the ones who know it all and I'm right and you're wrong, then that becomes arrogant, we have to learn to agree to disagree, right? Your truth may be as good as my truth. Your idea might be as good as my idea, but we should always see the bigger picture and not try to be arrogant and say, like, well, you know something, I'm your teacher, therefore I'm better than you. And you have to accept, well, you are the next generation, you are our future. You could respectfully, talk, use your nice words, and said, well, you know something, I was thinking your idea is good, but I was thinking maybe if we can implement this and this and this and that, then, if I'm arrogant, I will say no. But if I see like, oh, there's a possibility this can work better. After all, everything evolves. And when things evolve and we are using in the proper way, then the world will be a better place.
Yes.
You just made me think about so many things that are going on here and there, and how instead of helping each other, are actually arrogance is taking place, and that is not part of fine speech.
That's completely the opposite.
Yeah. Exactly. So we should again agree to disagree. Just because we disagree doesn't mean that we cannot come together, cooperate, work with each other, and put forward, the best plan possible for everybody else. Because after all, it's not about me and mine; it's about everyone. Imagine if Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had decided to not to share the holy name with everyone. And instead of inaugurating the Sankirtan movement, he will go only to 10 or 20 devotees. So this is the holy name, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Well, then we wouldn't even be here if he did that.
Exactly. But he said, there are no hard and fast rules for chanting this holy name. However, this is how you're supposed to chant.
Exactly.
We cannot even move to the fourth instruction unless number 3 is assimilated. Because the other ones are about surrender. Are we ready to surrender? We're fighting like you are right, I'm wrong, and we're using pretty bad language many times. Why are we using that language? Is that fine speech? No. It just reflects the lack of either intelligence or the lack of values in etiquette.
Yes.
That's
It
what I think.
does.
What do you think? As a young leader?
Yeah, I agree. Like we need to learn how to communicate like our opinions, but without necessarily diminishing the other view, and learn how to collaborate and come together.
Exactly.
So how does this quality help us come closer to Lord Krishna?
Well, again, anything that is going to bring us closer to Krishna, any talks, and practicing. It's not that we memorize something, right? We memorize the third text of Shishakstakan, but I'm not working on being respectful to others. I'm not practicing humility, and I'm not tolerant. What am I doing?
You're just trying to look smart.
Yes. And it's not, oh my God, I'm so humble. I have so respect. No. It's difficult. It's difficult to work on these values, but not impossible. If it were impossible, then Lord Chaitanya would have never given this instruction. Would have never given these instructions. That's what I said. To me, I try to work on respect, because I think that how can you be tolerant or humble to someone that you don't respect? How can you love someone that you don't respect?
Exactly. It connects with
So
everything.
exactly. So we have to start from there, being respectful.
Yes. And once you get that done,
And humility doesn't mean that you are just meek and weak and characterless. No, it takes a great deal of character to be humble, to
yes,
be respectful, and to be tolerant, right?
it does. It is really hard too, but like you said, it's not impossible.
Exactly.
So why is it important to help and support other women?
Because, as I mentioned before, well, first of all, because it is written in Shastra, the Lord Himself, it's been very clear that women, children, the elderly, cows are to be protected. This is not me making it out. It's Bhagavatam it very clearly. And I mean, Mahabharata. Why did Mahabharata take place in the first place?
because that wasn't happening. Like everyone, the Pandavas were being cheated and everything.
Yeah. But there was a very huge incident also over there, and that had
Oh,
to be
with Draupadi, with Draupadi.
exactly. Imagine she was not protected. She first turned to, of course, Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra was blind. Not only he was blind physically, but his mind was also blinded. He was blind with ego and power. And then she asked who? Bhishma Dev, right? Bhishma Pitama to please come to help her. Her husband could not come and help. Nobody could help. But then he saw that she herself will be able to help herself, protect herself. But ultimately, when she put it to Krishna, Krishna came to the rescue. Bhishma actually fell on that bed of arrows because he failed to protect her.
Yes.
When he went against the Dharma, it's a Kshatriya. And the Dharma of a Kshatriya is to protect,
Yes.
particularly protect women, children, elderly. He failed that. So when we fail to protect the women, the entire society collapses. Why? Because women is the foundation of the family. Sometime back, I used to think that women were the pillars of the house, of the home. But actually, no. In order to withstand any column, you need a very strong foundation. And when that foundation is cared for and has the best materials, right? The best tools, is found with so much love and it's so hard, then any column will be able to be built upon that. And women actually are mothers, our first spiritual masters. So that's another reason. So if women are not protected, if women are not given the opportunities to grow, particularly spiritually, personally, then what the future of society awaits for,
Yeah.
And we have to make sure that women have the right resources, again, the right protection, and that women themselves understand that they have to start by respecting themselves as well, right?
Because no one will come help you if you can't help yourself.
I'm sorry?
Because no one will come and help you if you can't help and respect yourself first.
Exactly. So that's the first layer of protection, and to say, respect yourself, and then others have the right to protect and care as well. If a mother is not cared for, do you think the children are going to be cared for? No, right? So everything is connected. And when the mother is happy, the children are happy, the husband is going to be happy, the whole family is happy, then what happened? Then that family is strong. And as a result, if we have more families like that, strong, then it's going to make up for better communities. Actually, the Vaishnavi Ministry had a very nice campaign last year of our strong families, stronger communities. Do you remember that campaign?
Yes.
Right. So this is very much tied to that, right? When we have strong families, all these strong families will make up a wonderful community, and everything is connected. It's not like, oh, protection is only there for the women, or no, everything is connected. I was given the example of the fingers before, right?
Exactly. It's connected.
Yes, there are different shapes, but they're connected to the hand, and we're all come together, like we can give a nice punch.
Yes,
We're stronger together.
we are.
Right?
And it's
The
and
whole
what you said with the stronger families means better communities. It's like that saying where charity begins at home. Like if the home is stable, then they'll be able to emotionally and help others and also have resources to help others because now they're taken care of.
Exactly, exactly. And that is the name of the game again. It's not about me and mine. Of course, we have to help ourselves first, right, in order to help others. Just like we usually said, right? And when you fly, the flight attendant asks you to what? To put your, in case of change in cabin pressure, put your mask before you help others, right? Because if you don't do that, then how are you going to help others if you yourself need help? And we have to make sure that we are sincere with ourselves, that we realize when we need help, realize when we speak, that we are truthful in our speech. Truthfulness is also another pillar of
Dharma.
exactly. So you see how speech, fine speech, has various components.
It does.
Has
And it
kindness, truthfulness.
mercifulness, humility,
Yeah,
cleanliness.
yes. So again, all of them connected, and all of them, when used properly, then you have fine speech.
With and like you said, it's all connected and it helps with everything.
Exactly. Because again, it has the power to create, but it has the power to destroy.
Destroy.
And who are we to destroy?
Mhm. Yeah, that's not our job. That is not our job at all.
Not at all. We're supposed to be, see, Srila Prabhupada always wrote, whenever he would write, he always wrote, your ever well-wisher. Do you think that's fine speech?
It is.
Totally. There is so much in these words, right? Your ever well-wisher.
It shows that
When he was given, somebody will give him headaches, he will still be a well-wisher. He was a well-wisher for all of us. Continues to be a well-wisher and continues to inspire. Why? Because he's a perfect, pure and fine speech.
yes. And so we can use this quality to create a welcoming environment, but how do we do that? Creating that welcoming environment using fine speech.
Again, the point of intention, what is their intention, keeps coming back. Think before you speak. What is going to bring me and the person that I'm talking to, or the persons that we're talking to, how are they going to bring us closer to Krishna?
But sometimes intentions and the actions don't match. So how do we can have a good intention, but our actions don't necessarily match. So how do we learn? How do we find that connection?
So then we have to, again, first we have to have the desire to begin with. The desire to connect. And if we desire to connect, then if we are really sincere in our approach, then we will see what is going to be best. Do we want to, let's take this example, what we are doing right now, okay? We were invited to participate in this series. And so what was the intention for us to accept, for example? Was it like, I'm going to be famous, I'm going to get 1 hour of fame? No,
No.
not at all, right? Because we are very private, we try to keep to ourselves and to help our community, right? But we did it because we want to if we have an opportunity to serve, and my Guru Maharaj actually always said that, Swami, that we should be very thankful for any opportunity to be of service. So our intention was to serve. And if through this service we are connected with other people, with other Vaishnavis, or non, ISKCON devotees, that will be a good place to be, because we are sharing something that has been taught to us. We are sharing a little bit of our philosophy. We are not doing it for ourselves. We are doing this to serve others.
Yes.
It's for me. I don't care if you can get 1 like or 1 million like. The message is going to be the same for all, right? We are sharing that because I grew up with this, having this quote very present in my life, from St. Francis of Assisi, and it says, like, it's in giving that we receive. So when we sincerely give, we will receive. Not that we are expecting, I want to give this, and I want to get this recognition, I want to get that.
Because then that is the complete opposite of a good intention.
Exactly. Because then that we're just jivas, and our constitutional position is what? To serve, right? Jivaris Barupa Haya Krishnera Nityadas. We're servants of the Lord, and we're supposed to render service to Him. We're all jivas. The only Purusha is the Lord. Therefore, we render service, and with that right attitude, with having the desire to serve. That's the first seed that we have to have, the desire to serve. And then what is the intention to serve? To help others and help me in the process, because it's not like we know everything. No, we are learning everything.
It'll help us grow ourselves too.
Yes, exactly. If we just think like, okay, I know everything there is, we are just fooling ourselves. We are always listening. We're always learning. You just mentioned, right? Yes, this year I'm completing 21 years of, I started a wonderful service as Sunday school teacher. And until this very day, I still learn so much from the kids, because there are different perspectives.
Yes, they have their own. Everyone has their own opinions, which is why we're also individuals, because we have our own perspectives too.
Yes, and remember, Srila Prabhupada always acted and spoke according to time, place, and circumstances. So we should take advantage of that, and we should take note of that too. But always having the right etiquette to talk, the right way to talk. Again, intelligence to differentiate what is respectful and what is not, what kind of language and what kind of expressions are going to be hurtful to others. If I'm going to hurt others, or I'm going to say something that may trigger or may sound like hurting other is okay, am I doing justice to my speech? No. Because I'm supposed to be a what? A well-wisher for us, for all.
Yes.
So we should always remember that, and Srila Prabhupada, in every single message, in every single thing he wrote, he said, he gave an instruction, even in his signing, you're ever well-wisher. So we should be well-wishers for us. When we speak, let's remember these three, this phrase, or this signature, right?
Yes, and it shows that Srila Prabhupada really use the quality of fine speech, because in everything, well, every word had an intent to help others. Even like how we're just his signature, like you said, and like his signing would be your well-wisher. So that just shows how you use that quality.
Exactly. I mean, just remember, just again, through these three words, ever well-wisher. Because I'm your ever well-wisher. Ever means always. There's no room for wishing you otherwise. Of course, there will be times that we are upset, right? And we may say things that we are not perfect. We're not little Miss Perfect here whatsoever. When we are upset, when things do not go the way we expected, and that's another thing. We're not supposed to have expectations.
But sometimes it's hard not
However,
to.
we do. However, I guess theoretically, we're not supposed to, but this is, we are not perfect, right?
Yes.
And we do have expectations. I studied so much for that math test. How come I got a B minus? Well, but we were expecting an A plus. But again, when things do not go the way we planned, the way we wanted, or somebody gave us very, very hard time, and sometimes we end up saying things that we don't mean it, right? So what do we do at that time? Now you tell me, what do we do at that time? We are so upset that we say something that we didn't have a very fine speech.
Well, I'd say then once you're more calmed down, I'd say go and apologize and just clarify what you were thinking. And so that way there's a mutual understanding on both parts. And like maybe if there's something they also did that hurt you, then now that you're calm, just calmly tell them that this is why I felt like that. I'm sorry I reacted in this way, but this is what I was feeling.
Exactly.
Mm.
There's no harm in apologizing. There's no harm in saying, listen, I'm sorry. But when you know that you are wrong, that you have behaved in the wrong way, but there's no harm in saying, I'm sorry. And if you cannot talk to that person, at least say, hey, Krishna, I think I made a mistake here. Please forgive me. I didn't mean to say such and such things. I didn't mean to accuse that person. I didn't mean to. But and the second thing that we should always do is make sure that we don't do it again. Because apologizing once and then committing the same infraction doesn't. It means that was
And there's no point of the apology.
exactly right. I apologize today on Saturday, and then on Monday or Tuesday I commit the same infraction. I'll just say sorry. So we have to mean what we speak. We really have to mean it.
We do.
We have to, again, respect, remember our 4 pillars of Dharma, because when we remember that, again, we're going to refrain to use a language that is not beneficial for us and for everyone else. Because again, what is the main objective of fine speech? To ultimately reconnect with the one who has given us the capacity to speak and to create.
Lord Krishna.
Yes. Yes.
So, what message can you give to kids like me to help us with this?
Remember, I'll give an acronym. HEART, HRT. H for
Humility.
R
And
for
then respect.
T.
For tolerance.
So if you read it, you could say like heart, right?
Mm-hmm.
So heart, HRT, heart.
Yes.
When you apply, when you take these values, when you're working with these values, then you care, right? But if you don't, if your speech does not have these elements of humility, of respect, or tolerance, then you can read it as hurt.
We don't want to hurt.
We don't want to hurt. We want to love, heart, right? So always think before you speak. Is this thing that I'm saying or I'm going to say going to bring me closer to Krishna, or is it going to bring me and others? It's going to drift me apart from Krishna. Krishna wants us all coming together, right? He doesn't want us to be drifting away from him. He wants to come close to. He wants to come closer to him. He wants to go back home, back to Godhead. How are we going to do it if we are not ready to receive the message? How are we going to do it if we are not willing to be kind to others? How should we expect Krishna to be kind to us, but at the same time we cannot be kind to others?
Exactly. And like Krishna wants us to respect others. It's not just about us, it's also about other people too.
So we have, there's a golden rule, right? Do not do unto others what you don't want to be done unto you. So similarly, when we speak nice words, we speak proper words. We should understand the meaning of the words that we are going to use. And okay, yes, granted, for many of us, English is not our first language. But there's a little book, tiny little book, and now you can get it in many sizes. It's called a dictionary. So we can, or now you have Google, right, or anything else, and find the meaning of the word. Do we really, and see the way, check the way we express ourselves? Do we have the right intent? Do we have the desire to connect, or do we have the desire to destroy? Do we want to create, or do we want to destroy? Words are like arrows, right? We have given this example many times. Words are like arrows. Once the arrow is shot, can you call it back? If you want to, to catch that arrow, you better run as fast as a cheetah, if not faster, in order to catch that arrow, right? You cannot call it back. Once it's gone, it's gone. And it will pierce somebody. So words are like that. If you send the wrong message, then you're going to pierce somebody's heart. Do we want to do that? Let's not forget who is in the heart of every living entity.
Lord Krishna.
Yes, he's Paramatma feature, right? He's right there. Lord Kapiladev in Bhagavatam, third canto of Bhagavatam. He's instructing his mother Devahuti. He tells her that whoever goes to the temple and serves me with the best paraphernalia, but does not acknowledge me and does not acknowledge my presence in the heart of every living entity. He didn't say human being. He says living entity. Is not really pleasing me. So that's the Lord himself. So when we speak wrong words, we try to hurt others, let's not forget that the Lord is sitting there. He's witnessing.
Yes.
He's given us free will, but he's witnessing. Like, oh, okay.
It's like, oh, that's how they're using it. Let me write it down.
Right. So it's important. See, for the right communication to flow, you need the communicator and the receptor, okay, and the message. You cannot have two communicators, because then there's not going to be any message.
It's like it's like walkie-talkies, how one has to listen in order for the message to get through.
Exactly. Exactly.
Mm.
Exactly. So we can understand properly, because if suppose we are talking and we are talking at the same time, we are not understanding what each other is trying to say. And in order for me to make my point, I have to elevate my tone, and I have to elevate my voice, and eventually I'm going to start shouting. And then you're going to start shouting over me. Why? There's no need for that. Why? Because there's no communication. The message is just bouncing here and there, here and there. There's a message floating somewhere, but we are not giving it a chance to properly sink in. So listening is a very good quality.
And wow, this has honestly, this interview has been so amazing. Like, I haven't even realized that the time has flown by. So before we end, I just want to ask one final question.
Okay.
So I know this is a very controversial question, and I'm sure many people have this question too. And in the purport of Bhagavad Gita, verse 1.40, Srila Prabhupada quotes Chanakya Pandit. He says that women are generally not very intelligent. So what is your take on this?
See, we are not living in Vedic times, okay? We are living in what era?
Kali Yuga.
We are not living in Vedic times. We are trying to take the best of the teachings from Vedic culture and apply it to time, place, and circumstances in Kali Yuga. In Vedic times, there were no schools for women. There were only gurukulas, and the brahmanas and the kshatriyas were there. However, you have read the praise of Queen Kunti. You have seen the example of extraordinary ladies, extraordinary women in Shastra. Are they less intelligent?
No.
Not at all. So, but they have been, yes, women who do not, who have not understood, or probably have not given the chance to come in touch with the real self. And maybe that's why he's referring to that. It's not because once you take Krishna consciousness, once you understand what your relationship with Krishna is, then you will not see this body as your real identity, because after all, this body is just temporary. Our soul is eternal. Gandhari was another wonderful example, right? She was a devotee. She was very intelligent. And not only that, I mean, the sacrifice that she made.
Yeah, like blindfolding
That was not intelligent. I mean, she, sharing the faith of her husband, and yet, I mean, she tried to talk to her husband, to guide him, but unfortunately, Dhritarashtra was again. He was blinded with ambition, with power, plus the association that he had was not that great. So we have to be careful also on the association, because when we fall when we are with the wrong association, yes, intelligence is not going to be prevailing, and that will affect not only women but men and children and everybody. So we have to be careful on that. So again, time plus circumstances, just imagine Srila Prabhupada gave initiation to women, right? Do you think if Srila Prabhupada thought that women were like not intelligent, he would have given them not only first initiation, but second initiation, Brahmana initiation? Not at all. As a matter of fact, because again, and this actually is related to a previous question that you had, why do we, it's important to give women the opportunity to, what was your question? What we give the opportunity to prepare, to care for them, etc. So this is why, so that they will understand that they're not just this body, they're much more than that. That's the difference, But in Kali Yoga, we are all Shudras to begin with.
Yes.
Okay. So again, we should not take Shastra and misuse it to say, oh, well, you're Shudra or women, or you're very, less intelligent. No. We are not in Vedic times. We're in Kali Yoga. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has been very clear in his instructions that this holy name is for everyone with no hard and fast rules. And if you take seriously when we come to the realization of what is important, what is the difference between the spiritual, the eternal, and the temporary, then and that this body is just a vehicle that is going to help us, make that connection. We should not pay more attention to this body. We should take care of this body because it's a temple of Krishna, right? We have to respect it. We have to kill it because if we don't take care of this body, that is given us already so many issues, right? And that's life. It has to go from child to youth to old age, right? But it's just a vehicle. Our real identity, spiritual, that's the one that needs to be, that's the one who's actually offering every service to Krishna. So when women get the advantage, get the opportunity to develop, to come to the platform of understanding this philosophy, Srila Prabhupada said these are no ordinary women, they are Vaishnavas. Everybody can become a Vaishnava by their association. So again, if somebody uses Shastra to bring women or anybody else down, they have not understood Krishna consciousness, and their intelligence may have to be checked, because somebody making a difference like that, not understanding where we are, in what times we are living, and fail to give protection to women, children, the elderly, cows, is not really following what they're supposed to be following. So always remember that what is the desire, what is the intention, what are the 4 pillars of Dharma. If you're following this, then you will end up having a good speech, you will end up having a good character. It's easier to do the wrong thing. Someone that I used to tell you, and I said, I still do. Is if somebody dares you to do the wrong thing, what are you supposed to do?
Double dare yourself to do the right thing.
Exactly. Because that is only going to create the right conditions for you to form yourself and have a good character. I hope that's okay.
Thank you. That was amazing. Thank you, Mataji, and thank you for everyone for listening to this. I hope this helps everyone, and I can tell that myself I have learned a lot from this interview.
Yeah, thank you, dear. I'm very proud of you. Thank you so much for your service. with the ministry and the service to the temple and service world. That's amazing.
Thank you for
so much.
giving the opportunities.
And we should always close with a very important instruction by Srila Prabhupada.
Always remember Krishna and never forget Krishna.
Very well. Thank you, dear. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama.